Talk to me,
Welcome to Purpose Wednesday. I'm Coach Latasha S. Morgan, and I'm here to help you unlock your true potential.
Hello there and welcome to Purpose Wednesday. I'm Latasha Morgan, certified Christian life coach, certified professional life coach, board certified master Christian mental health coach, and a whole lot of other goodies, y'all. I've had an amazing day, and I pray that you have had an amazing day as well. I also pray that every day to come is even greater and more amazing than the one before. Listen, it's another Purpose Wednesday, and we're going to get right on into it. Tonight, we're going to be talking about mature faith moves without applause. Our biblical client is Abraham, and we're going to be coming from Genesis chapter 12, chapter 15, and chapter 22, the King James Version. So many people say they have faith, but they don't move unless they are affirmed. Is that you? Sometimes it's me. I've done that. They don't act unless someone agrees. They don't step unless someone confirms. They don't move unless someone claps. But here's the truth. If you need applause to move, you are not operating in mature faith. So let's define a few words, okay? So mature means stable, fully developed, not dependent on conditions. Faith is trusting God that produces action even when you don't see results. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, the King James Version says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Move means to act on what God said without means in the absence of what you expected. And applause is human validation, approval, recognition, agreement. So when we say mature faith moves without applause, what we're actually saying is you move without being seen, without being affirmed, without being agreed with. Everybody doesn't have to agree with what you are doing. Just like Abraham, originally called Abram, meaning exalted father. But God changes his name to Abraham, father of many nations, because he has one child. God gave him identity before he gave him evidence. In Genesis chapter 12, we see the call. Genesis chapter 12, verse 1 says, "Now the Lord said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee." God gives him instruction, but no details, right? Isn't that how God always do pretty much? In verse 4 it says, "So Abraham departed, as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran." So no hesitation, no committee, no confirmation. Just doing what God said. He moved. We don't do that, do we? Because mature faith does not need full understanding. It moves on instruction. Genesis chapter 15, we see the wait. Now, let's be honest. Faith is easy when you're moving, and it gets hard when you're waiting. Oh, I can attest to that. Genesis chapter 15, verse 2 says, "And Abram said, Lord God, what wilt thou give me? Seeing I go childless, and the steward of my house is this Eliezer of Damascus." Now we see tension. Abraham is obeying but not seeing results. Genesis chapter 15, verse 6 says, "And he believed in the Lord, and he counted it to him for righteousness." That word believed means to remain steady, to stay anchored. He didn't just believe once, he stayed there. There were years with no visible fulfillment, no applause, no recognition, no confirmation, no nothing. And this is where most people stop, because silence feels like God changed his mind, God forgot, or I got it wrong. But silence is not absence, it is development. Genesis chapter 22, we see the test. Now we get to the real test here. Genesis chapter 22, verse 2. "And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of." God asks for the promise. Genesis chapter 22, verse 3. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his donkey and took 2 of his young men with him and Isaac his son and clave the wood for the burnt offering and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him. No delay, no debate, no discussion. He just moved. Immature faith needs validation, agreement, reassurance. But mature faith asks one question: what did God say? And moves. Applause is not proof of obedience, and silence is not proof that you're wrong. Abraham didn't become the father of many nations because people supported him or even believed in what he was doing. He became the father of many nations, because he kept moving when nobody clapped for him. He kept moving even when he didn't see what God had spoken. He only had one child. Only one. But he still believed God that he would become the father of many nations, because mature faith does not wait to be seen. It moves because God already sees. God already knows your end as well as your beginning and your middle. He knows what's going to take place. He knows when and how. Just trust and put your faith and hope in him. He will do what he said he'll do. So good night, and thank you so much for watching and listening to Purpose Wednesday. It's been amazing talking to you again, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Good night, and have a